Hey, what up guys? This is gonna be another build video for a mid-weight, lightweight build that's kind of your go-to for most of the game and most of the arena fights in the game, and it's what I use to basically essentially beat the game, at least my first playthrough. And it's really easy. All the parts you can get really early in the game. Nothing too crazy, nothing too expensive to build, and relatively easy to do. So looking at the parts, yeah, just super basic, right? So let me kind of explain to you the parts and show you how it works. And yeah, all right. So um, got your basic rifle here. I like this rifle. It's the most basic one in the game. This for the one that you get the um, first one off your AC, or the first AC they give you. And the reason why we get this rifle is basically to clear chaff. A lot of the chaff in the game only requires like one shot from this rifle to kill, and even after that, you can use this to keep the pressure on certain bosses or certain other AC fights, and it slowly builds up uh, the stun damage relatively easy. Same thing with our second weapon here, which is another handgun. So handguns have the ability to really build stun damage, or I guess ACS damage is what they call it in the game. And so you just want to basically focus on trying to build up the stun, and it has a lot of ammo, and it's relatively quick to shoot and fairly accurate. So as long as you can kind of hold down your attack button with your right hand weapon, and then also kind of control the left hand weapon, you can build up stun pretty quickly. And then basically that's what our back weapon is also for missiles, just missiles to stun. Any good tracking missile. This missile pod you'll get later in the game, but if you don't have this one, you can go for something like even the original missile pod, which I used for a while, or maybe a vertical missile launcher, like this one right here. So vertical missile launcher, front-facing missile launcher, just any missile launcher that you like, you can use. I prefer this one right here, because that's front-facing missile launcher. And for the rest of the parts, it's just the Millennier type parts, which you get really early in the game. These parts are just super basic. They're kind of like between a mid to lightweight AC part, and that gives you enough HP, gives you enough mobility, and yeah, just overall good. And then for boosters, I like this one right here. It's called the Beat ST. It's kind of like your jack of all trades, master of none. Relatively good thrust speed, okay at quick boosting, but overall the main point is it's pretty lightweight and not too heavy on your EN, so that's kind of important. Some of the other boosters are a little bit heavier, or they provide or they consume too much energy. This one is also pretty good, but this one's, as you can kind of see, it's a little bit in the red, but it's really good quick boost stats. Or you can even just use I think the original booster, which is this one. This will still work pretty well to get you through most of the game. But yeah, that's for the booster here. For the FCS, I prefer the Talbot, because it's kind of where the range I want to keep in when I'm playing, mid to close range, and that works out really well. And then generator, I think this is one of the best generator, the BPC20, because it's relatively lightweight, and it gives you a really good energy output for the weight class, and everything else, recovery and all that, is just mediocre, or kind of in the middle. But the fact that the EN output compared to the weight and all that is pretty decent, so that's what I probably recommend. Or you can go for something like this one. Same things, it's more compact, a little bit worse stats, but it's at least giving you really good weight. The post recovery is pretty good too. So what this is like if you're in mid-air and you run out of energy, if you wait about a second or so, this is how much energy you automatically recover. So that's about a third to a half of your energy bar. So that's kind of handy right there to know. This is your overall energy available, so for boosting and all that. And this is the recharge. So how many seconds it can recharge. So you wait a few seconds, it'll recharge your entire capacity there. So yeah. Also, you want a blade weapon too. So another thing is you want to give yourself the Bay weapons capability, which allows you to put main weapon or hand weapons onto your shoulder. So for me, I put a blade. So this is just the original blade that came with the original mech, but if you have other blades, you can also use it. This one's relatively good. Gives you 2 swipes. So once you stun someone, you just go in for the swipe, and then that will essentially deal a ton of damage. All right, so I'll give you guys an example. Arena here, I went through all the arena just using this build. I never changed anything, and I've beaten most of the arena guys in one try. Maybe 1 or 2 of them I had to take a second try, but I'll just go ahead and play one of them for you guys here, just kind of show you how the build works. It does require a bit of skills, so, but nothing beyond just being on the dodge and firing while dodging. This is the rank 1 guy, supposedly the hardest one. I didn't think he was all that difficult.
Main system activating combat mode.
Yeah, as you can kind of see, I'm just holding down my left button. And then just sort of firing. Wait, trying to build up that stagger meter. So he gets a little shield once the stagger meter hits. That's okay. You can definitely challenge the stagger meter. Like, he's still dying relatively quickly. And what you want to do on your end is kind of just bunny hop. And I think a couple big hits there, but uh-oh. Yeah, I took a few big hits. Alright. Oh. I had my stagger meter on too. So I messed up there. I think I took a couple big hits there. So let me give it another shot real quick. Because this particular guy is when I guess he's a little bit of a bad example because he does get a little bit of a shield. So what we're gonna do is gonna just try to keep it in the mid range here, build up that stagger meter really quickly, and just hopefully not take too much damage. So you want to kind of keep in the air. You don't have to quick boost all that much. Just keep your distance. I messed up there, but so I didn't even get to really stun him out that much. I just kind of kill him based on my weapons and missiles. But if I got the stun, I would have went in and hit him twice with the blade. But unfortunately, I think he died before that even happened.
Target destroyed.
So this guy was kind of a terrible, bit of a terrible one. Let me try the second guy. I can at least show you. Alright, let's try against Michigan here. I think Michigan was a little bit harder.
Arena combat aptitude.
Main system activating combat mode.
But you just definitely don't even have to go in for the melee. You can do double missile pods and get sort of the same results. You do, I'm do manual aiming. I don't really use the assist aiming, because assist aiming your accuracy just drops. So try your best to do manual aiming, so that way your shots hit. And it's kind of annoying, the little like barrier. Taking a lot of hits. He's almost staggered. We got staggered. As you can see, that did big damage to the melee combo right there. There we go. When he landed, I went in for the blade, and we got it.
Your next opponent stands at the apex of the arena.
So yeah, went through most of the arena with this build. Went through most of the game with this build. I beat multiple bosses with the build. There's obviously a few bosses where you definitely have to change out this build. But yeah, hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of how to build a well-balanced AC that can kind of do everything, right? It can take care of chaff, can take care of other AC fights, and can take care of certain boss fights. So just kind of your overall jack of all trades sort of build. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Relatively decent boost and efficiency, and relatively decent mobility, relatively okay defense, and overall firepower. I would say it's on a little bit of weaker end, but the firepower of this build relies on the blade. So as long as you can stun your enemy with the rifle, the laser, and the missile, you go in for the laser blade at the correct time, and you'll deal a ton of damage, and that will be able to get you most of the game and most of the AC fights. Anyways, that's it, guys. Hopefully this helps, and see you next time.